Okay, welcome to Kraken. This is a web service that allows people to buy and sell cryptocurrencies and NFTs over the internet. We can get some pretty up-to-date market data from this website and then use that data to make trading decisions. There are a lot of features to this website, and to be honest, I don't really know all of them. This series is going to basically be me exploring this platform and trying to learn it for myself, and I'm inviting you to come along on that journey. Now, I've actually looked at this website before. I have done things on this before. If we look at the recent activity, which is pretty well hidden by the chat here, we can see that I've executed a fair number of trades on this platform, and my balance has changed a fair amount over time. That being said, I haven't really done a lot here, so this is going to be a lot of learning, and as a result of that, this is definitely not advice. I would not recommend trying to copy this for yourself, at least not following my advice here, because I don't know what I'm doing, and we're just going to be learning. So, I have created a thread here on my Discourse server. This is discourse.eom.dev. This video is going to live right here in the thread. Feel free to join me in this thread if you have advice, suggestions, questions, anything like that. I will put a link to it in the description if you are watching this on YouTube, in which case please like and subscribe. But anyway, so I have a few things on my account balance already. So I have, let's see, $214 USD. I have that. Let's see, let's just go over to the value. 130 USD in CCD. About 93 in BTC, Bitcoin, and 62 in PTB. Now, these are all trades that I started up manually. Hello, EnoNet. Welcome aboard. EnoEnt, excuse me. But yeah, so these are all trades that I have executed myself. I just looked at the markets and decided to go ahead and buy, I think it was $100 of each. This one, after the transaction fees, they all ended up being about $95 as my initial investment. This one has since gone down about $1 and some change, and Bitcoin's actually pretty reliable, so I'm not too worried about that. Yeah, thank you. It really is luck. What we're basically doing here, especially right now, is gambling. I don't know anything about this, so this really is kind of just gambling. At the same time, the gambling right over here on CCD seems to have paid off. You've just been doing DCAing into Bitcoin since 2020? Okay. Not sure what DCA is an acronym for. But yeah, I'm very late to the game on this. If we go and look at the actual markets right here, let's find Bitcoin. Pretty well hidden by the chat, unfortunately, but yeah, if we let's do 1 week. Yeah, so you can kind of see it a little bit behind the chat. I can actually move this window over, like that doesn't help too much. There we go. Yeah, so I'm pretty late to the game here. Bitcoin has kind of already hit multiple massive spikes, and we can see that I bought mine right here at this little green arrow pretty recently. This is a long time frame, so that's actually not quite as recent as it looked there, but yeah, I bought right about here, and actually it looks like it's done okay. We can also see, actually, I have a lot more exchanges right in here. And this is from a past project of mine. That project is right over here. This is called the Kraken bot. So I used some Python code to write a bot that would scrape data from this Kraken API and then make some buy-sell decisions based on it. This is reminding me to get all my purchases for taxes. Oh yeah, it's kind of hoping that all my investments are closed out by the time taxes come around. So day trading for sure here. Or I'll just lose all my money. So I don't think you need to report if you just lose everything. So maybe you do. Don't take my advice. But anyway, yeah, so I did do a project where I wrote a bot that would buy and sell cryptocurrencies based on some market data, but the algorithm wasn't very good. And as we can see, it kind of just, bought and sold all the time. And so ended up losing a bunch of money from that. Not too much. I think it was only like $100, but yeah. So given that, I decided that we're going to stick with some manual trades here. You came here to offset capital gains. Yeah, that's the idea. It all evens out in the end. Yeah, so I decided it would be a good idea to try and do some manual day trading just so I can get some kind of feel for, what kind of fees to expect every time I do a trade. I don't think I'm going to be able to figure out what to look for in a market just by playing with it a little bit. That seems a little naive. We'll probably end up having to write some actual algorithm based on some actual trading strategy, but we're not there yet. For now, we're just going to explore and make some decisions on our own. So if we look at the current investments I have, we already looked at Bitcoin. Bitcoin, given that graph, it's pretty much going up over time. I'm inclined to just hold on to this and say that, we'll hold on to this one for perhaps the duration of this experiment and see what this does. PTB has done very poorly. Let's look at that one. Ooh, yeah, rough. So I got in right here, and I was hoping it would go back up, and it has not. It has just declined. So there is one trading strategy I know. Basically, the idea is if we invest at $100, we're going to want to see, let's say, I'll just pick arbitrarily, either a 66% increase or a 33% decrease. And once we hit either of those conditions, we will sell. The idea there is that you will be profiting enough times that it will offset the times where you bail out, and you'll bail out with some metric that would, allow you to recover easily enough. You know what I mean? It's point being, I might consider selling this one, bailing out of this investment. It hasn't been too long, so also kind of tempted to hold on to it and see what it does. These cryptocurrency markets are pretty wild. If we look over at this, just the list of all markets, and we sort them by 24-hour change, we can see that this one has increased 30% in the last 24 hours. Oh, but yeah, look at where it started. It started way up there. And now it's just had this little bump. If we look at it on a 1 minute frame. Yeah, even that doesn't look good. I mean, actually, when you zoom out to there, it looks okay. But, we're definitely not going to make money on this one. This is a terrible one. But, yeah. Usually moons after you make a stop loss trade. See, I don't know what a stop loss trade is. But I do have a general sense that what you're saying is that as soon as I invest in something, that's when it's going to go the opposite direction. And yes, that does seem to be the pattern here. I think after all of the trades I have ever done, algorithmic or otherwise, there's quite a number of them, especially the algorithmic. This CCD is the only one that has ever actually increased in value. So, this is basically gambling. But I still think that we can probably come up with some algorithm to do something on this that would be somewhat profitable. Maybe. We can see. Time spent in the market is greater than timing the market. Oh, I see what you're getting at. Yeah. Long-term investments. Yeah, so, I mean, for cryptocurrencies, I don't know. It depends on which one we're talking about. Bitcoin, I can see that. Ethereum, I can probably see that there too. Those are two pretty solid ones. The stable ones like this USDT, which is just supposed to be 1-to-1 with the US dollar with some minor fluctuations. We zoom out a bit. Yeah, so by and large, this one just has these random spikes, but is intended to be 1-to-1 with the value of the US dollar. I don't see much of a point in investing in this. It's, that's not going to go anywhere. But maybe if you're looking for a long-term investment, maybe this is a, I don't know, it's 1-to-1 with the US dollar. So like, what's the investment actually? Um, the riskier ones, like, I don't know, ones I've never heard of, like this toke. I don't know what that is. They all kind of have a similar trajectory of crashing. So maybe there's a strategy in it that like it crashes and then you buy and then you wait for it to have one of these random spikes, and there could be a strategy there. You used to buy Bitcoin, Ethereum, Doge, and XMR. Dropped off those for just Bitcoin and a tidy bit of Ethereum remaining. Yeah, so MXR, which one is that one again? I think I have used that one before. That's the anonymous one, isn't it? What's that one called? Monero, that's right. XMR. This one looks like it's doing all right. Oh, this one's looking pretty good. Maybe we should buy some. Yeah, exactly. This is the anonymous one. Now you can also another thing I like about this one, and I know this from the actual cryptocurrency, not cryptocurrency, the blockchain side of it, is that you can mine this one pretty easily with CPU hardware. I think it's even designed to be mined with CPU hardware, and actually that, again, for illicit activities, people will make botnets, and if you see people that are trying to SSH your Raspberry Pi over the internet with the default password, oftentimes they're trying to put an XMR rig on there. But anyway, so actually looking at the trajectory of this one, I'm tempted to buy a bit here. It's going up. It seems like a pretty good one. We are kind of at the peak here, so it's may not be the wisest time to buy. Free cloud credits to do exactly that. Yep. Oh, that's actually a good idea. That's a good idea. You can just keep creating Google accounts and keep getting $100 free on their infrastructure and convert that into XMR. I wonder what the conversion rate is. Like, how many dollars of XMR do you get from a $100 free pass of Google Cloud? Yeah, so this one seems to be kind of, it peaked higher previously, so it's reasonable to think it might do that again, but... Ooh, they used to have free bare metal servers? That's kind of crazy. That sounds like early days of the internet kind of mistake. We can see my algorithmic trading again over here. All these little ones. Yeah, see, that was the kind of the problem with the algorithm, is that it traded way too frequently. And I think the fees were what killed me in the end there. Yeah, so like it ran for a week and it traded this one coin 6 times. And each time you do that, there's a fee. And so if I didn't calculate correctly my profit margins for bailing out of this, then, it would have just eaten up all of the money and fees. But get you $1 now, that's unfortunate. But okay, so I'm a bit tempted to buy a bit of Monero here. I'm also tempted to bail out of our PTB. But, the PTB might come back. We can hope. It probably won't. It's probably dead. Yeah, and CCD, this is the other one. So this one has done well. I started at $100. It's now at about 139, or excuse me, 130.9. And if we look at the trend, it's still going up. I mean, it's kind of just dipped there. So at some point last week, there was some crazy stuff going on with like Bitcoin. I don't know about it, like some scheme that someone pulled off. I don't know. There's a lot of scams on the crypto markets, so this is quite risky. You know, we could sell it now and take our profit and go home. Do we think this is going to crash throughout the day? Hello, friendly Levitt. We're about to make a buy-sell decision, I think. Kind of feels like this is going to continue to decline throughout the day. I don't know about what you guys think, but where'd we buy it? Bought it here. And it has done quite well. Yeah, I'm not very good at predicting them either. I've never looked at this stuff, so I have nothing to base it on. It does kind of feel like this is probably going to go down again, though. It's going to do the opposite of whatever I decide to do, is kind of the idea. I don't know. Maybe we'll hold on to it. I'll do this stream again on a regular basis. My plan is, I don't know, maybe every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, maybe every morning. I don't know. We'll see. But we'll check back in on this regularly and we'll continue to make decisions. Maybe for right now, we don't need to make a buy-sell decision. It'd kind of be a shame if we didn't, though, because it's fun. So let's see. Let's let that go for a little bit longer through the stream. Let's see if there's a different one we want to invest in. What about Doge? Doge is a fun one. Going down. That's good. The meme coins are pretty rough. Just open aggr.trade. Yeah, I mean, lines and numbers. This is all made up. Okay. Yeah, see, the thing is with these meme coins, it's hard to imagine it actually continuing to grow in value over time. And you're kind of hoping for one of these spikes so that you can sell it way high, and then there's something of an upward trend here. This is a little bit tempting. Monero and Doge are both kind of tempting me at the moment. Yeah, a lot of these with the 24-hour... I have it sorted by 24-hour change so that the ones that have increased the most are up top. Right now it's this one. But once you actually look at the data, you see that it's not quite as good as it looks. Yeah, we definitely missed the spike there. Investing now would just be foolish. At least I think. We'll check back and we'll see if any of my thinking here is even remotely correct. These ones are funny. So aside from the algorithmic trading, the other trading that I did was the Dolan, Trump, and Joe Biden coins. I invested in both of them, so I'm playing both sides of the fence. But I think that was for the think that was a 2024 election that they did those, but oh, this isn't Trump. This is Trump. I want Trump. There he is. That's that's what we wanted. Yep. There it goes. Not a chance. I did see that Joe Biden. There was some activity on Joe Biden last week. These are pretty funny. But yeah, this is definitely not going to make us any money, so we're not gonna buy into those again. Okay, well, basically I think that I don't know about this PTB. So let's see. We got PTB, we have Monero, and we have Doge. Let's make some decisions here. This one looks like it's going nowhere fast. But on these cryptocurrency markets, we might be able to hope for a spike. I might hold on to it for a little longer. We'll just see. We'll just see. It can't get... How much worse can it get? Yeah, and then the same thing with CCD. I actually kind of tempted to keep it for now. Yeah, see, it's coming back. Hmm. There are other things we can do as well, such as checking out communities around these coins, and actually we could even use like an AI to do that, to do some sort of sentiment analysis to see if like people in the community are talking about something that would indicate one way or the other. Yeah, the thing is, I have basically nothing on which to make a decision. It's kind of just going to be a guess no matter what I do. There are some vague notions I have about these things that are probably going to mislead me more than anything else. So, ooh. Thinking that I was seeing kind of an upward trend, but it's quite a spike. I suppose it would help to define a time frame of when I want to see, when the next stream is going to be. So when do I want to make another decision about this and see? So, we might be on a upward trend with XMR when we sort by week, but if I sort by day, it could be that we are on a downward trend. And so between now and the next time I do one of these investment videos or whatever, it could be following the short-term trend instead of the long-term trend in that time. So zooming out to those degrees is only so helpful. I guess when you think about it, like if we go to our week, you miss buying weed with your XMR profits. I don't know that I've ever made enough profits on any of this to do anything, but yeah, so I suppose if we look at the weekly trend and we see that there is kind of, there are some spikes. It is a fairly spiky market, but imagining that it might do another spike like that isn't unreasonable. There also seems to be just a general upward trend throughout this whole line. And then if we go into our zoom into a day, we can see that there's an upward trend over the past month or so. Past few months this has been going up, and then the past few hours. Yeah, it's been going up over the past few hours. I don't know if you can put GIFs in chat. I know you can put like custom emojis in there, but okay. Should we invest in Monero? Should we get some Monero? Monero's feeling good. It'd be kind of a shame to not buy something on the stream, do it for the content. Okay, let's go ahead and buy some Monero. We got nothing to really make any actual decisions on, so let's just put $100 on Monero. We're going to get a trading fee of 25 cents. Let's do it. Now we've placed the order, but it hasn't necessarily been filled yet. So we have to wait to see it actually get filled. Maybe we should try and bail out of PTB as well. I guess we'll hold on to the CCD. Though it's tempting to try and just take the profit out right now. Been doing pretty well, though. This is my only one that's done well. Yeah, I think I'm gonna hold on to this one. This one has like actually done well. I don't know anything about this blockchain either. What even is CCD? Concordium. I've actually heard of that. Reject. The fuel behind Concordium's programmable, compliance-ready ecosystem. The native token of the network, it powers transactions, secures, blah, blah, blah. So this is like the opposite of Monero, basically. This is like the government. As the network expands support for stablecoins and protocol-level tokens, PLTs, CCD remains central as Concordium, driving transaction utility, staking rewards, and on-chain governance in a smart money ecosystem designed for real-world adoption. A lot of buzzwords to say sweet fuck all. Yeah, pretty much. I still have no idea, like, what is this? Tell us what it is, Wikipedia. What about us? Oh, it begins with people. Okay, well that helps. No optional privacy. It's a philosophy. But what is it? Like, it's a... Okay, white paper. Show us the white paper. Decentralized identity is embedded directly into the protocol, enabling secure and compliant interactions. Okay. This is what we need. Privacy-focused, public and permissionless blockchain architecture. Describes blah, 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 along with a range of things. Designed to be fast, secure, and cost-effective, Concordium's innovative identity layer provides on-chain identity, compliance-centric transactions, and enhanced privacy for users, while also allowing for the identity of network participants to be disclosed to authorities. Ew. Concordium's state-of-the-art BFT-style consensus protocol finalizes blocks shortly after they are contract core with multi-language support. Oh. Oh, it's open source. Interesting. Okay, so I mean that actually is informative though. That tells me why this is doing well to some degree. It's a company. There's a corporation behind this, and that corporation is focused on working with governments and regulations and things like that. So it actually makes sense that it would be doing pretty well in a financial market. And it tells me that this actually is probably a good one to keep and that I might want to get a little bit more of it. Don't believe anyone who says that in the same breath as talking about DeFi payments. Yeah, I wouldn't trust it for, if I were choosing for myself which of these coins to actually use, I would be more on the Monero side too. But in terms of, well, I mean, actually even looking at the investment side of it, we go on our week. Okay, it hasn't been out that long. When was this? When did this white paper get released? Yeah, this is pretty new. Actually tempted to buy more of it. Let's compare that to Monero. Philosophically, I definitely like, the anonymous and Open source version stuff. Well, I mean, CCD was also open source, so that's not... They're both doing pretty well. That's kind of an interesting comparison. Because Monero is designed to be anonymous. It's, you know, a lot of black markets use Monero, whereas Concordium is explicitly not anonymous, verifying identity, backed by companies and corporations, and is working with compliance and regulations and stuff like that. So, you know, pretty much polar opposite philosophies here. And, you know, they're actually both doing kind of well in terms of making trades on them. That's pretty interesting. We'll keep our eye on that. Yeah, so I'm not going to sell my CCD just yet. In fact, I might buy more of it. But we'll also look at Monero. We'll see how these do side by side. Let's also look at Ethereum. Might not be a bad time to buy Ethereum. I don't think I'm going to, though. I think I'm going to hold off. We've got... Our Monero has come in. $99.65. So we will see. This one's disappointing. This one's doing great. Let's keep an eye on CCD and XMR. Look at those side by side. Those are seeming pretty good. Cool. Okay. So, like I said, this video is going to live in this discourse thread, discourse.eom.dev. The thread is going to be called like Kraken Cryptocurrency Exchange or something like that. And this video will go here, and when I do additional videos in this series, they will all end up in this thread. Feel free to join me in this thread with questions, comments, trading strategies, any ideas you have, feel free to throw them in here. And if you are on YouTube, feel free to like and subscribe as well. I think the next one of these I will do, it'll either be tomorrow morning at the same time, 8 a.m. roughly Eastern Standard Time, maybe 8:30-ish. I'll either do it tomorrow or Wednesday, and I will put it on my Owncast calendar, which is below if you're on Owncast right now. I'll put it on the calendar and make that clear. So cool. End. Thank you very much for joining me. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see how I do in the future. Maybe I will bankrupt myself here. Maybe I will become a millionaire. There's only one way to find out. Cool. But I think that'll do it for today. Yep. I think that'll do it for today. Cool. Thank you for joining me. Looking forward to getting into this series. Probably the former. Yeah. Almost certainly the former. If we look at my history here. Yep. So it seems like I put $500 in. I changed my mind. I thought better of it. And then I put another $500 in and actually tried to make money and slowly didn't until it came down to about here. And now I've put more money in to foolishly try this whole thing again. As I said at the beginning, this is not financial advice. Do not take it as such. This is all at my own risk. So anyway, yeah, thanks for joining me, Enoent, and I will see you next time. Toodaloo.